Welcome back, everybody. Just Joe here. We're doing another episode of Game of Thrones. Okay, so the first three episodes have been really good, very strong, just complicated for me. I'm having trouble separating the characters from good guys and bad guys, which I'm no stranger to complicated characters by any means. I'm just not. I'm kind of new to dark fantasy, right? Like I like Lord of the Rings, and I really enjoyed the first Harry Potter film. Excalibur, the John Borman film, was a big one for me. But it's interesting to see that this show doesn't have heroes or villains when this typical stereotype of knights and there's no wizards in the show, but this era kind of is usually painted black and white with hero villain. And this is not really the hero's journey by any means at all. It's closer to something like The Sopranos, and I think that's really interesting. I've been up and down on characters so far, and I think the only good guy I can really discern from this whole show is Ned Stark, and even he beheads an innocent person the first episode of the show. This is not a criticism at all. I'm really loving the show so far. It's just interesting, and I understand this show doesn't work for a lot of people, especially in the later seasons, but so far I think this is very strong. So I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait to hop into this next episode. So if you guys are ready, we're going to go over to Max here. And we're going to start recording in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this has got to be a dream, right? Definitely a dream. Okay, definitely a dream. This feels very dream-esque. A three-eyed raven? It sure is. Oh, God. Ew. This guy is massive.
The right horse and saddle, even a cripple can ride.
I'm not a cripple.
Then I'm not a dwarf. Start with a yearling and teach it to respond to the rain.
That's cool. Do you think he knows that his siblings did that?
Greyjoy would feel if he could see his only surviving son has turned lackey.
He's trying to turn this guy?
Suppose your father realized that when your brothers died in battle.
So even this guy has a backstory. The kid from John Wick.
Be any worse than you look.
I hope he's awesome. Oh yeah. He's got the... Oh man. Oh man.
Till he finds his feet.
They forbid empathy here?
He's sufficient to make Lady Piggy squeal.
This is like some Full Metal Jacket stuff.
You sure you want to do this? No.
Alright.
Go clean the armory. That's all you're good for.
What do you mean? He just took out 3 dudes.
Wanted to thank you.
Well, he seems nice. I don't know why he wants to be there, but...
The people saw us talking to him. Now they'll think we're cowards too.
It's not contagious. I don't... This is episode 4, and we really haven't got that much of Jason Momoa. I knew that, this show made him who he is today, basically, but we really haven't seen that much of him.
My army.
I can't stand him. I really can't.
Now Ned Stark wants my head. He drove me from my land.
It's a tough beat.
It's the Hands tournament that's causing all this trouble.
Ned's under a lot of pressure.
I need more men.
You'll get 50. Lord Baelish will see it paid for.
He's a regular diplomat here, isn't he?
Now, there's nothing else, my lords.
Yeah, he could use a nap or a conversation with his children.
John Arryn.
Lord Arryn.
Yeah. Who killed him?
What book? I'd like to read it.
Yeah, he's in full investigator mode now. Huh. I'm willing to bet the reason he was killed is in that book. Page Turner, it is not.
And you're quite certain he died of a natural illness?
The accusation there.
Did you know that Lord Varys is a eunuch?
Everybody knows that.
To be fair, I did not know that. Oh yeah, she's still training. I hope she's so good at combat by the end of the show.
Now that Bran's awake, will he come live with us?
He should not live there, yeah, no.
You will marry a High Lord and rule this castle.
No,
Good for you.
that's not me.
Yeah, doesn't seem like her at all.
I should warn you, I don't see all that well.
Come on, man. You scared of heights too? Yeah, probably. Big time.
What are you doing here, Sam?
It's a great question.
Morning of my 18th name day, my father came to me. You're almost a man now.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
I'm not going to get any better, you know.
Well, not with that attitude.
You can't get any worse.
I've always loved that mentality. Can't get any worse.
Here, you're reading a boring book. Until recently, he was only a squire. John
Gotta walk and talk. Aaron Sorkin style.
to read her book.
Larissa the Queen.
No, she's one of mine.
Oh, that's cool. Spies everywhere.
Distrusting me was the wisest thing you've done since you climbed off your horse.
Yeah, he's only helping you because of his wife. Because of your wife, sorry.
So Hugh,
As you can see, I'm busy.
Oh, he is in Tenet. And Oppenheimer.
There's no telling who has eyes where. Let them look.
I love Ned. Ned is so cool.
Gendry.
That's a boy. That guy is jacked.
Strong for his age. Works hard.
He's 12 years old.
She died when I was little.
Okay, so who's his mom?
She had yellow hair.
Oh, she had yellow hair.
If the day ever comes when that boy would rather wield a sword than forge one, you send him to me.
Yeah, I think he'd be an awesome warrior.
King Robert's bastard son.
Okay, so I was going the other way with it. I thought maybe it was Cersei because she has yellow hair. It makes way more sense if it's Robert's.
The Lord Stark.
I'm willing to bet that Robert has a lot of kids running around these parts. It's hard to like Jamie because he's into some weird stuff. But I am liking him more and more with each episode, even though he pushed a kid out of a window in the first episode.
But if Thorne puts me up against Lady Piggy, I'm gonna slice me off a side of bacon.
This guy sucks. Not if Jon Snow has anything to do about it. Oh yeah, you're toast now, buddy. Full Metal Jacket style. Yeah. That's to be dog food, pal.
Talk back to me.
Oh, no. No, sir.
I am the wife of the great Carl, and I carry his son inside me.
Yeah.
The next time you raise a hand to me will be the last time you have hands.
I would have taken his hands already, honestly.
Making us take our vows while they sneak off for a little Sally on the side.
Little Sally.
We can't defend the wall unless we celebrate. It's absurd.
It's kind of like Jedi, honestly. Wow. It is kind of like Jedi.
I spent 6 months out there, beyond the wall, during the last winter.
Yeah, it's tough.
Supposed to be a 2-week mission.
Holy cow.
You don't know cold. Neither of you do.
All right, I see where he's coming from. I see where he's coming from.
And come the winter, you will die. Like flies.
It's like a monologue from Jaws.
Viserys is less than the shadow of a snake.
I agree.
What do you pray for, Ser Jorah?
Home.
Yeah, he just wants to get back home, huh? It's kind of like Odysseus. Opposite of Jamie, I dislike him more and more every episode. And my hate for Joffrey remains.
What the damn joust before I piss myself.
Again, they call him the Mountain.
He's huge.
And Squire, look how far he's come.
Yes,
I don't like his odds.
have at him.
I think the Mountain might have this guy for lunch. This guy is huge. Round 2. I'm pulling for you, Squire. Oh! Whew! He caught that one in the neck. Oh, man! Was that gratuitous or what? Oh, man. Yeah, meanwhile, the Hound is like, yeah, my brother kind of sucks.
Not what you were expecting.
I wasn't expecting that.
Said a word. He just grabbed his brother by the scruff of his neck and shoved his face into...
Oh my god.
I won't tell anyone, I promise.
No,
Makes me want to throw up.
I'm afraid all the knights in King's Landing would not be able to save you.
Yeah, the Hound is the one that killed the butcher's boy. So the Hound sucks too. But, you know, everybody sucks in this show. It's just how it is.
Grace, the Queen.
I do feel bad for him as a child. That's awful.
You're missing your tournament.
Putting my name on it doesn't make it mine.
That's probably true. Is he putting something together in his head? John Aaron knew something. We know that from the first episode. And in this episode, he said poison is a lady's weapon. And she just said she was trained to kill. Maybe it's a misdirect. I don't know.
Boy, bread, meat and beer, quickly. Oh, good idea, Grandfather. I'm starved.
Maybe John Aaron knew about her and Jamie.
I'd rather throw myself down a well. No, Grandfather. This can be long.
Either that or it was Varys. I don't know. We didn't get a lot of Varys, though, so I don't know.
Every room.
My men can sleep in the stable. As for myself, I don't require a lodge.
And they think he did it.
Lady Stark.
He's perceptive.
Sorry to miss you at Winterfell.
Lady Stark.
Man, just blew her cover.
I know your sigil as well. The twin.
A woman of the people.
This man
Oh, man.
and there conspired to murder my son. A boy of 10.
Oh, no. It wasn't him.
Into Winterfell to await the king's justice.
Yeah, you're not getting out of that one, man. That's tough. All right. Okay, this was great. Really, really, really strong. As always, yeah, you can see what I'm watching on Prime there, I guess. Let me get back here. As always, really, really interesting with the lore. The lore is what sells me on this show. I love the backstory for everybody. I think even that scene in the tavern at the very end with Lady Cat when she's talking about her father and how she knows everyone there and how they know her, basically. I love that kind of stuff. I love all the exposition we get. Normally, I hate exposition. There's so much bad exposition out there. But this show, we're only 4 episodes in, so obviously, the beginning of any new series, you'd be hard-pressed to find a show that doesn't have a beginning that's not chock full of exposition. The way they do this is really cool. And no, I'm not talking about the scene. Just the scene with the awful Daenerys' brother and then the woman in the brothel. I'm not talking about that at all. It was not gratuitous, but it was a funny way to do the exposition, I guess. The sexposition, if you want to call it that. But I think that it's really, really interesting. These stories are so rich and they're so detailed. I'm really, really into the Night's Watch. I'm really, really into the Lannisters' backstory. Like, every time Jaime comes across somebody, like, they have a battle story. They serve with him in battle. That's pretty awesome. And, you know, like I said, I'm not a big dark fantasy guy. The closest I ever came to it was Lord of the Rings. And when I was in high school, I played this game called Skyrim, which is like a nerdy... I shouldn't say nerdy. It's a really fun video game where you kill dragons and, like, there's a lot of lore built into it. And that's what I think of when I watch this show. Now, I haven't played this game in, I don't know, it's been like 15 years by now. But it's really, really entertaining, and it's really rich. And this is closer to The Sopranos than it is Lord of the Rings, I feel like. I mean, it has a certain realism to it that shocks me. Like, the violence is insanely brutal. The dialogue is, I mean, fairly contemporary. They're using words that, like, they don't use in Lord of the Rings, that's for sure. So yeah, I really want to check these books out. I actually really want to read the George R.R. Martin stories because this is awesome. I'm going to wait until I'm further along down the line because I know at some point in time the show stops following the books, I believe. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. But I'm in, man. I am hook, line, and sinker. This show is fantastic, and I cannot wait to get to the next episode. So thanks for being here. We will see you guys next time.